Right, today I'm at Manor Fields, on the Manor estate, just looking at this area which has become a wildlife haven and a parkland, and has just won a Green Flag Award. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a walk through so we can see. This is at the top end, so this is the top pond here. And if I pan round, there's a playground there, and I want to walk this way. City Road is behind me, and it's just so nice up here compared to what this used to be like, which was some kind of old quarry or something that was a dumping ground for burnt out cars and all sorts of garbage. So this is the little brook that runs through the site. It's all looking very clean. It's kind of an events arena there. And walls to sit on, chill. Lovely wildflowers. Little bridge crossing the stream. You can see there's people picnicking. There's quite a few butterflies around. Just going to go around here though. You come out to these wonderful wildflowers. There's the events arena, a little playground up near City Road there. Quite a few butterflies now. Last night's rain has freshened everything up nicely. So this is the same planting that's done over at Manor Castle, which is just across the way there. There's quite a bit of new housing being built around here in what has been called the country's most notorious council estate. Of course it isn't even the most notorious estate in Sheffield, although that's probably a matter of opinion which one holds that title, if anyone does at all. Lovely massive rose bay willow herb there, so it stretches as far as the houses over there, so we can see from here, just like from Manor Castle on my last videos in this area. You can see the M1, Tinsley Viaduct, Meadowhall, Sheffield Arena, Sheffield, over to Kimberworth in Rotherham, Keppel's Column right on the skyline, Winkerbank Hill on the left. The white building is the Manor Castle pub that I mentioned in my last video. A little bit of new housing there. We've got a lovely view across. Look at that view from there. If you live in that corner house, across to City Road Cemetery. So all this looks new. I would imagine there's some kind of stream there, so that's, they've kind of provided. I would imagine when the weather gets really bad that will probably flow, but in midsummer it's probably going to be a dry stream. A few allotments there, and then you can see the cemetery behind. It really is a fantastic space. And I said it in one of my previous videos that, you know, there is no reason why council estates, low-cost housing areas shouldn't have an environment like this to enjoy. You know, we can't all live on the edge of the Peak District National Park. We can't all live out in the countryside, because if we did, the countryside would no longer be there. So we have to create spaces like this where people actually live. That's not an option. It's something that has to be done to increase people's well-being. Look at that lovely long grass at this time of year. I absolutely adore this golden, lovely, shiny kind of long grass that's flowering and setting seed. It's just, and the wind that just, the gentle breeze that just, just moves through it in waves. It's just delightful. Another little playground over there. Another access point from some more new housing there. Again, we're looking across to the cemetery there. City Road Cemetery. Another little events arena here. So I don't know which way to go. I could stay on the main path. I fancy going around this path here. By the way, I'm not sure how much space, I always say this on my video, I'm not sure how much space I've got left on my iPhone that I'm recording this on, so it might just stop working while I'm in mid-flow, shall we say. So you can probably begin to see a little bit of what it used to be like here. So this has always been like this, even before all the new wildflower planting went on. We've got a mixture of heather just coming into flower now, and brambles, blackberry bushes. Because again, up here we're still on acid soil, although very shallow soils because of its mining heritage, or quarrying, whatever took place here. It's usually one or the other, or both. And again, there's a manor housing there. What a huge, it's no wonder this has got a green flag award. What a huge improvement on this, what this used to be. You can't believe what this used to be compared to what it is now. It shows what can be done if you have a vision and you get people to back your vision. Hello, what are you doing there in the ditch? Again, I think ditches like this, they help to retain a little bit of the water. When it rains, it'll run off the slope and it'll settle in this ditch here. And then we come up again because this is some kind of event, so people ideally can stand around here and watch whatever's on display. But at least this area will fill up a little bit of water before it goes down into the valley bottom, into the lower Don Valley down there. And all these plants and trees as well should help soak bits up. So, you know, there's flood prevention built into this landscape as well. And this has matured so much since I first came here. Came up around here, what, must be over 20 years ago. Hello. There's the Manor Castle pub. There's the building in the cemetery. Main building, it seems to be shuttered up to make quite a nice property. City Road Cemetery again there. Again, this looks like another bit of a drainage channel just to hold some water during heavy rain. And this is the kind of thing that we're wanting to do in the Peak District, to hold some of the water up there, to stop it just flowing down, just running off the surface and flowing down into the rivers and flooding the city. We're wanting to dig channels and kind of dam it up so that the water is held back. And there are potentially hundreds, if not thousands, of acres in the Peak District where you can do that. And that would help so much in relieving the city from flooding. Rosebay willow herb is just fantastic. It's lovely. It's it's quite an well, a little bit of an invasive species. I think it's a non-native, but it's not really what you might call thuggish. It does live quite happily with other species, and you quite often see it with other really invasive species such as nettles and brambles. So, you know, all these quite aggressive species are competing against each other, so by doing that they keep each other in check. The daisies there are lovely. It's a beautiful sky as well. It's a beautiful, what I call an English or a British summer sky. Those lovely, lovely fluffy clouds. So you know that there is going to be, if it's very hot, there's going to be a little bit of respite at some point, because the sun is going to go behind a cloud for a minute or two, like it's doing now. Hey, just on cue. Right, well, we're coming down to the main road. Another bit of planting here with some lovely cornflowers. Beautiful. Another events arena here, and that's my walk through the beautiful, I'm going to stop recording now, that's my walk through the beautiful green flag awarded Manor Fields on supposedly the worst council estate in Britain. What a joke. Bye for now.